Yo, what's up, Superfit fam? Today we're going to be going through a planche and shoulder workout. Before we start, I want to talk about a few things we're going to need to actually assist us in the workout. So first things first, we're going to need a resistance band. We're primarily going to use this just for this warm-up. I'm going to show you guys a really cool shoulder warm-up you guys can do with that. Next, we're going to need a set of parallettes. These are super optional. Me, personally, whenever I do any type of shoulder calisthenic exercises or planche exercises, I like to do them on anything like parallel bars, primarily because it puts a lot of less stress on your wrist, and I've actually suffered a couple wrist injuries. I've actually suffered 3 wrist injuries to be exact. If you want, you can also do the planche exercise and the shoulder exercise on the floor if your wrists are suited for that. I also wear wrist straps. You don't have to wear these if your wrists are okay. I wear them just for wrist safety because, like I said, I did hurt my wrist 3 times. If you guys do need a set of wrist straps, I'll link them down below. These are by Bar Stars. All right, guys, but let's get to it. All right, first we're gonna start with a warm-up. We're gonna start with our wrist first. What I typically like to do, I like to immobilize my wrist by placing them on top of something. What this does is disengages our forearms and takes away the likelihood that I'll use either my biceps or any of my shoulder muscles during the wrist warm-up. What I do is I start with my hands closed first. I do 10 circles going outside, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10 circles going inside, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10 up and downs, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then 10 hello and goodbyes, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's almost like a windshield wiper. Then after that, I do the same thing with hands open. So, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, my wrists are already burning, 3, 2, 1, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax and shake it out. That's gonna probably burn a lot. You can also stretch your wrist a little bit after that. I really like using mobility exercises or anything that's gonna warm up the joint or get the muscles active and moving through their full range of motion to get ready for exercise. I found that to be the best way to get ready for planche exercise, especially for wrists, especially if you're about to practice some handstands as well. All right, next warm up I'm gonna go through real quick. It's gonna be a shoulder warm up. All right, let's get it. All right, so for the shoulder warm up, you're gonna need the resistance band. You're gonna anchor it somewhere. You're gonna anchor it onto a door or something. Make sure that you anchor it somewhere stable where you're not gonna pop yourself in the face if you pull the resistance band. The resistance band you use doesn't have to be too heavy. What's gonna happen, I'm gonna grab the resistance band, I'm gonna turn sideways like this, and I'm gonna turn it and get my hand behind my back. Thumb's gonna be face up, okay? From there, I'm gonna put some tension on the resistance band, so I'm gonna pull my elbow out a little bit, so get my hand to like the center line of my back. Now from there, I'm just do some small shoulder circles, okay? I'm gonna do 10 shoulder circles backwards, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And 10 shoulder circles forward, 10, 9, 1. And then I'm gonna proceed to do it on the other side. So of course, I'm gonna grab my left hand now. I'm gonna turn around to my back. My thumb is faced towards the up position. I'm gonna pull a little bit to add some tension, get the shoulder engaged. And then I'm gonna work through my full range of motion, making full circles 10 times backwards. And 10 times forward. You know, probably noticed there I had a little bit more trouble with my left shoulder. Usually on your off side, you're always gonna have a little bit more trouble just because the neuromuscular connection or the understanding of how to move that body part is always gonna be just a little bit more challenging because you just don't do it as much, okay? All right, now let's get into the workout. So the first exercise we're gonna start with is gonna be your hardest variation of planche that you can do for more than 5 seconds. My current level of planche, I can hold a full planche, so I'm gonna be trying to hold my full planche for as long as I can. If you can't do a full planche, you're welcome to do any other variation of planche that you can do. If you don't know what the different variations of planche look like, I'll show them in a second.
Choose your character.
We're gonna be doing 5 sets of however how long we can hold it, resting about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes between each set. We will not be supersetting this exercise. All right, guys, let's go. All right, so I realized on that first set, my butt was a little high. Typically speaking, my first set is not my best set, form-wise or duration time. As I've gotten older, I feel like my third set is usually my best set. All right, so let's see how long we get this time. Second exercise, we're actually going to be supersetting. The first exercise is going to be a Maltese lean, and then superset it into any variation of handstand push-ups. Typically, when I do my Maltese leans, I spread my hands as far possible as I feel comfortable, and then I go into the skill. For this, I would say to gauge it based on where your calisthenic skills are. If you're new to this, you want to keep your hands almost shoulders width apart, and that would be more of a planche lean. If you're more advanced, you can go a little bit wider. All right, but let's get to it. So it's gonna look like this. So I'm gonna start with my hands wide. I'm not gonna be using my parallettes for this. I'm gonna go into downward facing dog and lean forward, hips down. 3, 2, 1, push back, come again. 3, 2, 1, push back. Trying to keep arms straight, push strong with the arms. 3, 2, 1, push back. If you also notice, I'm pushing my hips down. Push back. Build on that 4th rep, so I'm gonna loosen up my hands a little bit, so I'm gonna close the width a little bit to make it a little bit easier. I'm also gonna lean a little bit less, so I can get those last 6 reps. Make sure you feel your abs. Like I said, we're gonna be supersetting with handstand push-ups. I'm gonna be doing reverse grip handstand push-ups because that's one of my goals. You can do hands flat on ground, or you can do parallels, or you can go reverse grip, whatever you feel. If this is too hard, I'll show you an easier exercise in 1 second. Alright, I don't think I was going to finish my last 5 reps against the wall. So what you can do, if you're a newbie at this, I'm going to show you an easier variation. You can put your hands the same way that you were doing before, if you're doing it against the wall. And to get those last 5 reps, I'm going to just do pike push-ups instead. So pike push-ups are going to look like this. I'm going to go into my downward facing dog, keep my hands reversed, and come down, push 1. And there, I finished my superset, 10 reps. Make sure you do 10 of the planche lean reps, or the Maltese lean reps, and 10 handstand push-up reps. All right, that's 1 set. I got 3 more sets to do that because we're doing 4 sets of 10, and then we'll get to the next exercise. Let's get it. For the next set of exercises, I forgot to mention we are going to be using the resistance band. For the next set of exercises, first exercise we're going to do is going to be some planche flies. So we're going to take our resistance band, we're going to make sure that it's attached to somewhere safe. From there, we're going to get inside of our resistance band, or if you have the resistance band that have handles, those work a lot better than that. Alright, so once we're inside the resistance band or you have the handles, we're going to set up our hands down by our sides like this, keeping our arms nice and straight. We're going to hollow out our body, then we're going to take some steps away from the resistance band, okay, until we have some tension on the band. From there, we're going to do 10 small raises, okay? I'm just going to push forward and push back down. 2. Try to keep your hands around hip level. If it's too easy, you can always just take a step forward, but keep in mind this is going to be a lot harder on your core because the band is going to try to pull your back, so you're going to have to hollow, keep your core really tight, and continue to push forward just like that, okay? If it's a little bit too tough, you can always take a step back and make it a little bit easier for yourself and perform the same exercise, okay? As soon as we're done with the 10 of those, we're going to superset with pseudo planche push-ups. So let's get right to that. Again, I'm going to be keeping my hands backwards just for, because the planche that I'm practicing is reverse grip planches. If you want, you can keep your hands flat on the ground, or you can do your front grip, or you can even do parallel grip, whatever you're working on at this time, or depending on what your wrists permit, okay? We're going to do 10 reps. To make it to 10 reps, If pseudo planche push-ups are too easy for you, all you have to do is lean a little bit more. If it's a little bit too tough for you, or you can just do modified, and I'll show those in a second. So I'll show my 10 reps first. So pseudo planche push-ups. I'm here, hips down, leaning forward. Whew. Like I said, if those are a little too tough for you, what you can do, you can go on your knees instead. Go on your knees like you're about to do a modified push-up. Get a little bit of lean. And then back up, okay? Alright, so the last exercise we're going to be performing is just going to be a simple handstand. Since I'm really far in my handstand journey, the handstand I'm going to be performing today is just a one-arm assisted handstand. So I'm going to be using my other hand on the ground. We're going to be aiming for 4 sets of 30 seconds. Don't worry, if you guys can't do any variations of one-arm handstands, I do have some extra videos on where to start on handstands, or you guys can just start with a spider handstand, okay? And I'll show you guys what that is in a few seconds. We're gonna finish the workout with just a simple stretch. This is gonna be one of my favorite shoulder stretches. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna sit down in a pike, so feet together, or you can bend your knees a little bit, doesn't really matter. You're gonna take your hands, you're gonna face your thumbs towards each other, so palms face down. After that, you're gonna take your hands, you're gonna reach behind you, try to get your pinkies as close to each other as they can, and then you're gonna try to slide your hands back, just like this. And you're gonna slide your hips forward, just like this, and you're gonna rest like this. It's gonna feel a crazy stretch on your shoulders. You might also feel a stretch on your biceps. Just make sure you relax into this stretch really nice and easy, especially if you've never done it before, because it's gonna feel very stressful. So take your time in this stretch. I'd say do it for about 20 to 30 seconds, and then shake your arms out, and then relax, okay? And shake it out. Alright guys, I hope you guys really enjoyed that planche video. As always, please like and subscribe to my page, really does help me out. If you guys have any other questions about planche or any other calisthenic skills, always feel free to ask me. I really do look at the comments and try to give feedback or try to create videos on what you guys ask, okay? As always, stay healthy, stay fit, and I'll catch the Super Fit fam later.